Gotta get it up.
Fred's coming.
Oh, no, Kristen, though. Yeah,
Oh.
okay, sorry.
Yep. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Reach out as soon as I reached in, but by then.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. If you'd stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
Okay. Adriana, you want to do a roll call for us, please?
Sure. Tanya Davis,
Here.
Ryan Ronald,
Here.
Libby Wyatt,
Here.
Fritz Fence, Vanessa Battaglia. Here. Okay.
We have a quorum. Okay, looking for a motion to approve changes to the agenda. I don't think we have any. So we can approve it as is.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting agenda for Monday, July 21st, 2025, as is.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And for the minutes of July 7th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from July 7th, 2025.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. In our old business, we have, we still need to fill the seat for the RDC, filling Amy Lawson's space. We did get one more applicant here. Is Zachary Fager, is that you? Okay. You want to come up and tell us a little bit about, introduce yourself and.
Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize. I'm getting over losing my voice a week ago. So if I sound a little funny, I apologize. But, you know, I'm excited to be here. I've grown up, to give my background, I've grown up in a small community. I grew up in Albany, Indiana, which is just a little north of Muncie. Whole career there as a kid and grew up there and went to Ball State University to get my degree. And kind of have been here, did just a little stint in Tampa, Florida for a little bit and came back because my whole family was here. Was in Noblesville for just a little bit, but then in about 2020, we lived in Whinstone, and then just recently we purchased and built a house in Northwest Fortville. It is me and my wife, Lauren, and then we have two kids that are 7 and 10. Really interested in making this our permanent home. When we purchased our last home, our goal was that this would be the house that we grow up, raise our kids and kind of live the rest of our major life here until maybe one day we're lucky enough to have an empty nest and do whatever else we do. But professionally, I work for Comcast, so Xfinity Communities more specifically. In that role, I help with the multifamily space. So it's more about helping ensure that we have good products and services for residents. And our job is to work with the developers and owners to make sure that our services are delivered. But Xfinity Communities really is kind of what we try to deliver, where we have people who work in those apartments long-term. So we don't just come in and drop off services and leave. We're really interested in making sure that we deliver for people long-term. One of the things that I think can help is just that development that I see on a daily basis. And then also specifically making sure that I don't have any ties like, oh, I'm trying to sell something here. Comcast doesn't serve Fortville. I wish they did because I would get free service, but we do not. So there's no reason for me to be here other than I really want to ensure that I can do anything that I can do to bring my passion to Fortville. I wish I had a ton of money that I could just dump into the town, but in the reverse, I have time. And I think that's one thing that is valuable that I hope to bring. I don't have a huge experience. I've never been on a redevelopment commission before. I would look to everybody else who's been there much longer. I've done different jobs in different categories. They've always been new. I haven't been a master. I've always started out not knowing what I was doing, and have been successful in doing that. So I'm not worried about the fact that I don't have a 20-year career on a redevelopment commission or any commission. Really just here to learn and help the community. Would love to hear ideas on how things are going, but more specifically, you know, I've seen a lot of projects that have happened over the last 5 to 6 years that I've been here. When you look at downtown, when you look at all of the construction that's been done that has made this town from a small little town where you can walk and get from place A to B. We've done, we just had Summerfest, and I want to be a part of helping that. And I think sometimes it's not that you need someone who knows something. You need to have people who are interested and invested, who can spend their time when others may not be able to. So if there's any questions, I'd love to answer questions, but that's a very quick overview of me.
Anybody have any questions? Warren?
I appreciate your time. Thank
Yeah,
you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your interest. We appreciate that. It's hard to find people that want to get involved, so. I will tell you that we lost one of our applicants, Agnes. She's stepped out because she doesn't feel like she's going to have enough time to devote to that. She has scheduling conflicts, so. We're down to Mr. Zachary, Mike Feldy, and Bob Sterrett, I think are the last three that are available. Erica Lynn, I never heard from her, so I don't know. She never emailed me back, never texted me back. So are you guys ready to make a decision? I think I am.
I think so. Just one of us need to make a
Yeah,
nomination.
let's make a nomination. Let's see how it goes.
I'd like to nominate Mike Kelty.
Looking for a second.
That's one I liked.
No, give a second.
Okay. We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries. So I guess our new member for the RDC will be Mike Kelty. And Zach, I will tell you, we'll keep your name. So if anything else comes available, we'll reach out to you. And we've got a position on the planning commission open right now, but I think we have to look for a Democratic. Are you a Democrat or a Republican? Okay, yeah. And that might be a possibility for you as well. So we'll get back to you with that. Yeah. Yeah, I thank you for, like I said, it's hard to find volunteers too, so we appreciate you reaching out. Yeah, thank you. And Bob, we always appreciate your input as well. Okay. So, no new business, so this will be a quick meeting. Joe?
Okay, just real quick, I've got some updates for you. The paving in Timber Ridge just started today. They're doing some road patches, cutting out the bad spots and patching them in. They've already started to resurface, putting the final coat on some of the areas. We have identified several more feet of curb and sidewalk that need replaced. So we'll be doing that too as soon as they finish up with the asphalt there. I've also got them, as I brought up in the last meeting, they're getting me information and numbers to make sure that we're good to go on Maple Street, that section where NDOT stopped on the north going up to like the Greenfield Bank entrance. There's only like a 20 or 30-foot area in there that didn't get redone, and it's kind of coming up with some potholes. So it'd be nice to get that done. And then again, Maple Street from High down to Garden, that's not the best road, and it's a pretty busy road coming in town. So I want to see about getting that milled down and resurfaced while they're here. And then finally the alley behind Napa. We had dug that up years ago and put sewer lines through there and water lines, and it's got partial asphalt. We'd like to go ahead and pave that as we've done with all the other alleys in town. So as soon as I get those numbers, and as long as they line up with the quotes and stuff on the bid, we'll get them lined up to go ahead and do those projects.
It might be nice, on Merrill Street there, Merrill and Michigan right there, where, where I live, it's breaking up real bad in the middle
Yeah,
of the road and then on out of town.
that's
Might be
probably,
patched or something.
that's probably going to be another community crossing project, which
Okay.
it'll need to be milled and resurfaced from
I
the
still won't
county.
lose it, it's
Yeah.
starting to break apart and everything right there.
Yeah, from the county line all the way,
Yeah.
probably to Madison Street. In fact, what NDOT is doing now, that was my next thing, State Road 13, they're going to begin paving that tomorrow. And the Merrill Street, North Merrill, and the Michigan Street, your project you're talking about, was paid pretty much the same time that NDOT did 13 years ago. So, you know, they're both,
About that, yeah.
yeah, depreciating about the same. I want to give you a little bit of a heads up or a little update, I guess, on the BP project. I've been in contact with the contractor. This was last Monday in the morning. He said he'd be there by noon and they would have the project finished up last week. Since then, he's been ghosting me and he's been ghosting the owners and NDOT and the contractor that they've hired, AWP, out there to set up the cones and everything. It's my understanding they're left, you know, without payment. So they're trying to get payment from the contractor and he's ghosting everybody and he's kind of disappeared on us right now. So I know NDOT is working on trying to find a solution to get that area resolved.
You mean about the street?
What's
The-
that?
The street construction there?
Right.
And so that's on the BP.
It's up to the BP owners to hire the contractor to put the entrance in and the turn lanes. And from what I understand, the owners have already paid this contractor a significant amount of money and they're renting the equipment that's on site too. So the contractors, hopefully he'll come back and finish up, but I'm not real optimistic. We'll see him again. Wanted to bring you up to date too on the tree that was in the ditch you asked about. It's gone.
Okay.
They were able to get that out last Saturday, along with some other trees in the park that Heath had taken out. And then East Stat Street, we had the one big tree that needed to come down, along with doing a little clearing off the building and get the tree limbs off the building and off the windows. Let's see. I'd like to ask the council this evening to appoint a committee to select the consultant and for the BOT, the build, operate, transfer for the Landmark Park project. We went out to bid on that, or asked for request for proposals, I should say, on the 17th, I believe. Don't quote me here, but I believe it's the 24th is the next advertisement, and then they're all due back here August 1st. So after that, if you guys want to put together probably 3 people to review those and select the company that we'll be using to move forward.
You mean out of the council, 3 out of the council?
It doesn't have
or
to be
does it
council.
have to be?
no.
Well, Heath would be on it for sure,
I
right?
would think so. Heath is very involved in that. I think he should be.
There's one. I don't mind doing it if people,
It's good. Yeah, it's good to at least have
Two.
one of us on it.
anybody else?
Originally I was gonna be on it, but since I've been working so close with the people with all the bids and getting the stuff out, I feel like it's probably best I remove myself from it.
I can get on it too.
So that are 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
Sounds
I
good.
did the one for the water plant, so I'll do this.
You're first.
Alex, do we need like an official, or is that just the verbal on, for the council? Is that good?
Yeah, you can take that by consent.
Okay, thank you. The last thing I've got, I wanted to bring up, I know Heath is gonna be asking, I don't wanna do his presentation for him, but he's gonna be asking for some funds and some approval to spend some money on some park stuff. And with that, I was wanting to see how the council felt about raising my spending limit. It's been where it's at now for over 20 years. And as it is, we were looking at a backhoe, missed out on the backhoe because they didn't want to wait for me to come back and get approval. We went to bid or started bidding on a street roller on the auction. It got up outside of my spending limit, sold for just right above my spending limit. But with like all the lawn mowers and the things, and even some of the stuff that Pat has come along and Heath, even lawnmowers, as you can see anymore, is well over my spending limit. Any kind of repairs we do on water and sewer is, well over the $10,000. So I would ask if the council would consider making that 20,000.
Has stuff gotten more expensive over the last 20 years?
I was gonna
Just a
say,
little,
Weird.
just a little.
should have went up with the times, and it
Yeah.
didn't, so, yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I don't have a problem.
You'll make a motion.
Alex, do we need to make a motion and then put that in a resolution form to have them sign it?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You got any problem with that, Vanessa? No?
Oh, we're just doing it free.
Well, I was gonna make a motion. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure you didn't have anything
Oh,
to
yeah.
say before I did.
Mm.
Give everybody their fair share. I'll make a motion to up Joe's spending limit to $20,000 from $10,000.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Thank you. That'll make operating the day-to-day stuff a lot easier. I appreciate that.
Sure.
And with that, that's all I have unless you've got something for me. Well, I do want to say good job this weekend on the Summer Fest. I think it was a big hit. I heard a lot of good compliments and the fireworks was very entertaining, very nice. And, thanks to everybody who had a hand in that. So
Remind me if I've forgotten, but I think, weren't they supposed to go back and do repairs on the roads that we used for, are we still, I haven't heard any discussion about that.
still waiting to finish up the project. And from what I understand, they
that's
don't
when
have the
they'll go.
final
Okay.
numbers
Okay.
put together on what's been done. I know they had sent us an email, I think, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, where they were gonna come in and finish the, like the asphalt repair on the west end, fix the striping. There was a few other items that they're gonna work on before we even do the punch list, so that'll definitely be, out there somewhere on the, request from them to help them. Stat Street is the only road that they will consider, because that was the one that was designated as our unofficial detour. And it obviously took a beating. The road's kind of got a washboard feel to it as you come down, a certain track where the heavy trucks and stuff had gone through there. So hopefully we'll be able to get them to participate in some repairs on that.
Since the gas, all the mess over there with BP, it's causing that other side of the road to get, I've seen some cars fall in that and that's,
Yeah,
can we put some stone or have them drop some stone in that?
we can. I've asked them to throw some hot mix or something in there.
Well, maybe we just send them an email. I'll send an email or I'll have them drop it in. for
Fair
me.
enough. And I did comment, you probably saw the email where I asked them about putting the yellow strip on
Yes.
that signpost.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that signpost is gone? It was like a day or two later, somebody hit it, it's gone. So
Well, I think they're painting it. He told me they were gonna paint it.
yeah,
So,
that'll help too, I think.
yeah,
Unless it's covered with snow, then we won't see
then
it.
it won't matter, yeah. I also had somebody from the community contact me about some damage that Nine Star done in their yard. And it's pretty significant. So do we have a contact to reach out to them?
Yep, 9 Star, actually there's Brightspeed, 9 Star, and there was another cable company going through. I will say that the contractors that are working with 9 Star has been very responsive when there's damage done.
Okay,
That if
okay.
we get a hold of them, they're usually pretty quick to come back.
You want me just to send it to you and then you can take care of
Yeah.
it?
Yep, we'll hook them up with
Okay.
either the contact or we'll call them.
And it might be too that it's just been so wet that they can't fix it, it's near a pond and so it might be something that they intend to do, it just not get done.
Sure.
I just figured we'd reach out to them anyway, just to
I
make
know a
sure.
lot of times when they're in there digging, the same thing with us, if we dig, we'll leave the dirt mounded up for a little while, let the weight of the dirt and the rain and stuff kind of helps pack it in, then
Yeah.
we'll come back and dress it up.
Yeah.
If you try to dress it up immediately, you typically end up with a little divot or sinkhole or something there where it was dug up.
Sure.
So,
That's all I got. Adam, you got anything for us?
No, nothing for me tonight unless you have questions or anything.
Heath?
Heath Luther, Parks Manager for the record. I'll try to make this quick. A couple things. One, I've got some concrete numbers. I don't have those in all yet for finishing up around the playgrounds and the new sidewalks. I've got one set, but I don't have anything necessarily yet to compare it to because it's quite a bit more expensive than the ask that I'm about to ask for. As you guys know, we have talked about for a while to try and figure out new basketball goals and poles and hoops and stuff in the park. I was finally able to put together some numbers. We've got money in the parks budget within our Group 4 capital improvement stuff. So I'm asking you guys to approve. It would be $14,200. And this is for 4 new sets, complete sets of basketball goals. It would be acrylic backboards, breakaway rims, commercial stuff. That price includes all installation, as well as removal of the old stuff that's there. So it is much cheaper than I suspected. We were figuring at least 20, if not more. It came in at 14.2.
That's what I would have thought. yeah.
Yep. So it's actually a fairly local group. It's Indie Sports and Rec Outfitters. I think their office runs out of Carmel, but the gentleman that kind of runs it is out of Middletown, Pendleton area. So he had actually come over to the park and was like, yep, we can handle this and get it done for you. So that would be my ask. So
I've been looking forward to that. That's awesome. To approve, how much is it?
14,200.
Make a motion to approve $14,200 for the new basketball goals at Memorial Park.
My second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank
Last thing that I've got is.
How long did you say? You said about 4 weeks?
Yeah, I'm gonna double check. When I had gotten this quote last week or gotten the numbers last week and talked to him, he said they were about 4 weeks out right now. So
Awesome.
I'm assuming about the time the weather's cooling, we should have new basketball hoops and they should get used pretty heavily over there. So the last thing that I have is obviously the parks in the town didn't have quite as much to do with Summerfest this year as we have done in the past. The park side of it is we did get the stage up. We obviously got the field cordoned off and took care of the fireworks. Everything went flawlessly with that. They made a good call this weekend on the rain. It wasn't looking real promising to start the weekend. But everything that I've seen so far has been great. Everything from an organization standpoint that was supposed to be handled was handled. The park was clean. Everything, I wasn't down on Main Street much, but it sounds like everything went well down there. So I want to give props to the Main Street Business Association and particularly Stacy Molander, who was kind of spearheading that whole thing. And I think Andrea was involved as well. There were quite a few people involved. So to everybody, if I missed anybody, I apologize, but everybody that was kind of part of making that Summerfest happen, thank you. And look forward to continuing to partner and making sure we do what we do on our end. So that's it. Unless anybody's got any questions. Thank you.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Heath.
Thanks, Heath.
Appreciate it.
Exciting.
Patrick?
Okay. I want to go over my quarterly report, but I also want to remind everybody about Dora that the cups have to have identifying stickers on them. We saw several without identifying stickers that make sure people are following that. I hate for this to happen and excise come out and start writing a handful of tickets to a bunch of people if they're not doing the right things. So just a reminder, follow the ordinances and follow the laws, and that'll be fine.
Whose responsibility is the sticker?
It's the business's responsibility to ensure that the beverages leaving their establishment has a designated sticker on it. As in, it's on our ordinance under, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Section 6. Designated permittees and vendors shall ensure customers use plastic to-go cups with identifying stickers. So just as a public reminder, I'd like to make sure those are happening. So I'm not seeing a bunch of people going out and, pouring drinks out of their car, walking around, doing whatever they want. So on a different note, though, I want to go over the quarterly report. Like I always do, I try to put one out for the public. It's back there for anybody's interest. You can see all our stats for the quarter of what we did and all that. Officers attended a ton of training this past quarter, firearms, canine training, physical tactics. Officer Lanning completed his pre-basic 40-hour course to get his arrest powers. We did emergency vehicle operations where we went out to ILEA's new track that they just had built this past year, and we all got to drive on that. all our school resource officers went up to the conference in northern Indiana. Some of them got their advanced certification, some of them got their standard certifications, and they all said they learned something from the conference. We did close quarters combat and entry techniques. And then Officer Lanning is currently in his FTO program, where he's advancing through that. So our reserves worked 106 hours, and we only have 3 of them in the past quarter. So, and then our calls for service have gone up since last year. April, we took 1,527 calls for service. May, we took 1,538. In June, we took 1,469. And I think that number was a little lower because a lot of people left for vacation in June. So total was 34 calls for service. It equaled out. We had 85 people we had to arrest. And then between warnings, ordinances, infractions, misdemeanor, and felony tickets written, and any felony tickets would be a driving offense. It would be 628 written tickets issued. There were 15 total accident reports, 13 with property damage and 2 with personal injury accidents. There's a heat map of where everything was at on the very last page of the council's packet. Most of them are along the Broadway corridor and along Main Street or North Merrill Street. Only 1 or 2 were actually in a neighborhood. So that's where most of our collisions happen. So everyone out there driving, please be safe along the Broadway corridor because we're still getting accidents there. And then other than that, I really don't have anything. If anyone has any questions about the quarterly report, I'm open. Public has any questions, I'm open to answer any questions about that. Summerfest went well. We didn't have to address hardly anything. Couple parking complaints I heard about. Somebody came to me and said there was a dirty porta potty, which my response was okay. He said some little boy just peed on the seat, and I was trying to figure out how that was a police issue. Yeah. So, but overall, it was a positive experience. We had a lot of good positive feedback with the community. We ran out of all of our swag that we give away, so I'll be looking to order some more of that to get some kids some stuff for Treats on Main and Winterfest. So, other than that, I'm open to questions.
I'm curious, just with the accidents on Broadway,
Mhm.
like, people are supposed to be going slower. So are they, how are they?
So if you
Having
look
accidents.
at the very last page after the heat map, driver distracted, which is usually a cell phone use, something like that. Improper turning, which means they didn't look before they turned. Other vehicle explain and narrative. I think that was the one where we actually had a brake failure. The person had a brake failure and their brakes just didn't work and they couldn't stop. Other driver explain and narrative. They were doing something else. Following too closely, other driver. Following too closely, following too closely. Oh, nope, there's the brake failure or defective. That was the one. Unsafe backing, which is usually on Main Street. Somebody backs out and is not really paying attention. Other environmental, which means usually a rainstorm, hydroplaning, something like that in this time of year. Other driver, following too closely, driver distracted, and other driver. So most of them are just people aren't paying attention or they're following too closely. I mean, legitimately, out of all these accidents, I would say all but probably 2 or 3 could have been avoided if people would just pay attention.
This was all on Broadway or just generally?
In general, it says there was one on North Merrill. That was improper turning. I think they overcorrected, hydroplaned a little bit, overcorrected in the curves there on North Merrill as you're going out of town.
Right, I'm sorry, I didn't see that column, yeah.
Yep, the brake failure defective was on Merrill Street, South Main Street, other environmental, and then County Road 1000 North was driver distracted. So, there was one on 200 West, other driver explained a narrative, probably cell phone usage or not paying attention or messing with the radio, Because that's what they always say, because they don't want to say they're on their cell phone. I was turning my radio. So eating a cheeseburger, something. There's always something other than my cell phone did something. So, but that, yeah, the majority of them are on US 36 Broadway Street, same thing.
Okay, Adriana, you got anything for us tonight?
Do not, unless someone has something for me.
Alex?
Same as Adriana.
Okay.
Does anybody has any questions for me?
At public comment, anybody have anything to say?
I'm Dave Beatson for the record. I just wanted to know about this DORA thing. I hear about it. I don't know how it works or anything. I'd hate to see citizens getting tickets. You know, if you're supposed to be able to walk around and drink a beer. And could Pat explain a little bit more about it?
Sure. So it is designed that all the retailers who are engaged in the DORA, that they can sell a to-go drink. And when they sell a to-go drink, it needs to be in a plastic container and it has to have DORA markings on it per our ordinance. That way we know that that person left whatever establishment and got their designated drink or drinks, because you're allowed to, and you can go walk around. And then up and down Main Street and a little bit south of Broadway on the map, you can walk around, you can enjoy your beverages, you can go in certain shops, they'll have designated stickers saying that DORA approved, you can go in there and shop. They'll have the other ones that say, DORA not approved. Where's this? Please no outside beverages, DORA. So you're not allowed to go in their businesses because they opted out, you know, whether it's a China shop or a closed store, maybe they don't want somebody in there with a glass of wine, possibly spilling something. Or gun store where they're not supposed to be having any alcohol in there and, you know, or have been drinking when they go to purchase a firearm. That is perfectly legal, yes.
As long as they're
As
participating.
long as they, the DORA beverages sold here, DORA beverages welcome. So I know Andy went a lot up and down Main Street and offered stickers to everybody to put on their doors, so you know where you can and where you can't go, things like that. They're gonna have some sort of designation on your door. And if they don't, just say, you know, if they don't have anything and you want to pop in and say, hey, you guys allow me to bring my DORA drinks in? They'll know what you're talking about. No, we're not gonna go out, and most of the time when something new in Fortville starts, we will give warnings and warnings and warnings. I just don't want, there was some businesses that weren't putting the proper signage on their cups as they were leaving their businesses, that I want to make sure that all the businesses are reminded to do the proper thing. That was in effect over the weekend, yes. That started last.
Once we got.
Yeah,
There's temporary signs too that show the boundary.
yeah. So there's boundaries, there's the Scantron things, you take a picture of your phone, it'll show you where the boundaries are in town, it'll tell you who's approved, who's not approved to go in their businesses.
I think it's on our
got all
website,
the
too.
Information on it. As far as I've seen so far, I've just seen a few that didn't, and I just want to
I
put
think
that.
all the
before
businesses that
everybody.
sell alcoholic beverages participated, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
There's two that wasn't
They just.
in
did.
operation when we started this, but they have now.
We'll say, I think all
They've
of them.
applied with the state, to get their permitting. So, yeah, I mean, we're not gonna go out, and we're not gonna be the cup Nazis and go try to find people who got the wrong cups or whatever, but, you know, we just want the business owners to be reminded that they need to do the right thing as they go out and. It's,
You can't
there
do
is
it.
no open container really, that we're not gonna enforce those. Don't walk around with a glass bottle. Don't walk around with your can of beer advertising it. Put it in a solo cup, hide it, do the responsible adult thing. Put it in somewhere. But yeah, if you purchase it from a business, there needs to be a logo on it. That way we know it's been purchased from a business.
Right, and just to clarify, the problem with businesses not putting the sticker on it is that if it goes on like that, that would confuse people and encourage them to maybe leave with an unmarked drink from home and just go walk into a restaurant sipping on a drink and claiming that it was from a Dora thing and it's
Yeah.
not, right? I mean,
That's exactly.
I'm just trying to follow like where's really the problem, and I think it kind of is
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You can't mix a drink and go walk into a DORA approved business. It needs to be a DORA
Right.
purchase.
Right, you couldn't do that before and you still can't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just go walk up and down Main Street with your own drinks and walk in wherever you want. Well,
I want to mention,
I don't think the businesses would be there very long.
is that clear? Better day.
It's developed to help the businesses. That's, the DORA is for the business, really.
Does that clear it up, Dave? Okay.
it's open.
Yeah, don't get on the wrong side.
Well, keep your wife's cell phone off during meetings. We'll be okay.
We have our eyes on you.
I want to mention too, the signs that Pat was talking about for the boundaries. If you see those out there, they're temporary, so they're not the long-term signs. We're still waiting on those to get here, so they'll be displayed even better once we get the final signs.
Any other public comment?
Sharon Beatson. And down at the Summerfest, we had a great time down there. And I was down there in the morning where the vendors were setting up and coming in, and everything went really well. And then when the people started to start walking around, we had a couple almost safety hazards that happened where people were walking on the sidewalk. And then when you get down by the railroad track, and all of a sudden you have the different elevation, the curb is there. And if you're walking and talking and all of a sudden you
Yep.
lose your balance because there's a step down of the way that it comes out. We would like to know if we can have some kind of yellow painting or some kind of,
I would recommend, you and I talked about
we
it,
did, Pat, we
And-
did.
where it's curved down from the railroad tracks, like it goes from an inch curb down to like a 5-inch, 4-inch curb.
Right.
Just some sort of reflective tape along there.
On all four
Because
corners.
I think I tripped over it once too, so I completely understand, like,
I'll go take a look and then you.
Okay.
I can show you exactly where. Yeah. Yeah, Sharon and I had a conversation about it, and I think that'd be good, and
Let's
And we noticed it more
Yeah.
when.
We'll
'cause
go out
when
tomorrow
people
and check it
aren't
out.
familiar with the area at all, and then all of a sudden you've got that curb there and you step down, you lose your balance. So it's something that I'd like to see the town address. Okay? The Beatsons are done now.
Okay,
Are they?
thanks. Anybody else? Okay. Council comments. Libby, you got anything?
No, just thought it was a nice weekend. Everybody behaved. It was nice. And the park got cleaned up afterwards quickly. That was nice. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I don't have anything. We had a blast, so.
I have nothing.
Yeah, I like the fireworks. You know, I've never actually seen them before at Summerfest, and so they were really great. It was all good. Thank you.
Okay. Need to get a motion to approve and sign vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve and sign vouchers.
My second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:09.
My second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thanks for coming.